السلام عليكم. الو
ايوه كده.
Hello everyone. Okay, do you hear me clearly now? Angela, Mustafa?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, that's great. Hello everyone. Sorry for the interruptions, and I believe that we are three who came on time. This is a good chance for me and a great opportunity for most of us to discuss and to have some outcomes and to mark on some points to develop the industry of content and for film and television in a screening platforms and to benefit from the boost that's happening in the high-end technologies that marks the industry of cinema and the industry of filmmaking and content as well. I am Muhammad Awad, the president of the Sudanese Filmmaking Association. And at the same time, I'm representing Cinema Spaces Network members who collectively are doing a great effort to develop the cinema spaces within Africa. Cinema Spaces Network.net is the website that this meeting will be broadcasted, and I believe that for me and for most of us, it's a great opportunity to share ideas and collectively discuss what can be done to develop the industry of filmmaking and the content as well, if it's audio, visual, and other platforms. Okay, today we will be discussing how can we sell and buy content from Sudan, how can we better distribute and market the content from Sudan, and how can we develop the industry as well of the content marketing. For us in Cinema Spaces Network as a member, and for us as a Sudanese Filmmaking Association, we are implementing and developing a film catalog and a content catalog that can serve the distribution and the promotion and the marketing of the venues and the platforms that can buy or promote the Sudanese content. We have a platform called S Plus. It's a platform that meant to be marketing and distributing the Sudanese content of audio, visual, and an alternative platform for the classical way of screening films. So people can watch, people can submit their films and for distribution, for marketing purposes, and people can put content, just like here we have Awad Mustafa. He's doing a small videos in platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, but it's not monetized. We can collectively put those contents and distribute it as a Sudanese content, and S Plus can sponsor this the way of marketing content, and Mr. Awad Mustafa can have the benefit of monetizing that content. We are here to discuss our problems, the difficulties, how can we support each other, and how can the Sudanese Filmmaking Association, in a form of an excellent partner for content creators, to help you. And I give the chance for Angela Gordon from the United States. She's a friend and partner in success, and we have many projects coming, especially projects in Sudan. So, Angela, you have the floor. Identify yourself and mentioning that this will be recorded.
Okay, I saw that. I said okay. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here on the platform. My name is Angela Gordon. I'm based out of Los Angeles, California, and I am a filmmaker and content creator. I've got a company, it's called Blue Ice Pictures, which is based here in Los Angeles as well. And pretty much what we do, we are, well, let me start from where it founded. Many years ago, I was an actress, and there was not content for me to audition for. There were not really opportunities for my type of character. And so I really got frustrated not being able to get roles that invitation. So what I did was create my own production company. I created my first project, which was 2003. And my mother actually wrote the film. It was an action film, and I starred in it, I executive produced it. And that's kind of what got me into the filmmaking. Because I was in corporate before that, and also just doing like regional theater in New York. And I was in sales, which is something that's going to be very important with this. I was in networks, moved to LA, and realized I did not want to, not that I didn't like it, it just wasn't fulfilling for me. What was more fulfilling was being able to, the types of projects that I want to work on, create the projects that are specific for me, create projects that are specific for people like myself. And that's, that's pretty much how it happened. Started directing in 2011 with a short film. It was in the Gold Lion International Film Festival. And so it was in Lesotho, Swaziland, South Africa, and Mozambique. So that kind of, got my creative juices flowing in terms of the collaboration. So, I mean, it took time, 2021, and really through the lessons that I've learned and being able to, again, identify what I want, where I want to go, where the market is, and where the opportunity, loosely, we're in a mentoring program as well. But I mean, just knowing that the African market, the African American, you can create whatever it is that you want. And there's a huge market for that. I mean, it's important to know who your market is, what you enjoy doing, what content you enjoy creating. Know who your market is. I mean, the market is just vast. I mean, there's so many opportunities, but you have to really, the first thing I want to say is that you have to really be clear on what you want. You got to do your homework and understand your audience. I'll just tell you this other thing. I'm working on directing my first feature. I've done like 11 shorts already. But what's important is there are two different, reference to what Muhammad was saying. There are a couple of different ways that you can cover all your bases in terms of content creation. One of which, of course, is the narrative, fictional focus, which is your shorts and your features. There's documentary filmmaking, and then there's also, I know he mentioned a lot of you guys were doing TikTok. I don't do TikTok. I'm not really a social media person like that. But what I do, which has been very good in terms of starting to create bread and butter projects, which I can monetize, is doing content for companies. content for small businesses, like your local small businesses, because right now people are shifting to a lot of online marketing, online sales, especially, you know, in relation to COVID and how people's business models have changed. So that's something that I've been doing during COVID. Been working on getting the narrative stuff ready and raising funds, but I've been paying my bills by doing videos for people. And you can still put those videos on TikTok or YouTube, but you can put them on behalf of the client. So you want to always have your bases covered. You want to be able to get something that's generating your, you know, paying your bills every day, but you also want to do something that you love, and you also want to be able to make money while you're focusing on the bigger projects.
Okay.
And like I said, that
if I can interfere here, Angela, we have here also an expert in telecom, and I'm managing director or someone who's leading such an initiative for a TV channel, which works in both aspects, in the classical TV channel way and in satellite, Nilesat, and online at YouTube, which is a TV channel of Sudan Bukra. This channel contributed heavily during the revolution of Sudan. It has been really making a great impact in the form of awareness and lighting the people of Sudan and the youngsters, and giving them more chance of speech, freedom, and I believe that he's the one to listen to at this moment. He's an expert in telecom. He was working in most of the leading companies in telecom in Sudan, and he's totally aware of what the future of telecom and TV content as well looks like in Sudan. Ammar Hamoda, we're glad to have you here, and I've been working with Ammar Hamoda as a program content creator and producer for the last year. And unfortunately, I have to travel and I have some film missions, so the journey was over. But I still work as an affiliate member of Sudan Bukra. Ammar, if you can hear us, you can unmute and open your camera, please. I'm sure that you have a good connection. he's in UK, but full of Sudanese spirit.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome, Ammar.
Hello.
Welcome. Muhammad, you are amazing, and you are just introducing some ordinary man with a very limited effect on what's going on the Sudanese revolution. But actually, yes, on these two things, in the telecom and on the media, we can say that we benefit from all our knowledge and experiment in doing so to support Sudanese people and to be part of this and to be in the heart of it, actually, because as you know, media and having a real free broadcast channel will affect a lot during the revolutions against the dictatorships and that kind of ruling. So my contribution could be either from the telecom point of view and from the satellite, mainly satellite, because I'm talking about satellite broadcasting, because we consider the satellite audience are the most important and the most of influence that we need to, because the internet users and the internet access in Sudan is very limited and limited to a certain class. And we need to reach everyone in his house with the minimum cost. I mean, the electricity and just having a free satellite receiver. That's all. So Our mission started from 2013 during a very big rise up in Sudan in September 2013, which follows the spring, the Arabic Spring, the revolutions in the area. But actually, at that time, no media, nothing transferred to people around Sudan or even outside. And therefore, all these efforts have been carried under a very brutal ways of killing people in the streets, but no any impact of all these very high costs, including lives for people in the streets, more than 300.
Mhm.
I can claim that the people killed in 2013 during a very peaceful revolution is greater than the number of people killed during the revolution of Sudan 2018-2019. But
Wow.
the main difference is the media and the presence of media and having all things very clear to all audiences and having a very not official, I can say it's organized, very organized and clearance of leadership. And you have the command chain of command coming very clear and very transparent through a very trusted channels. One of those trusted channels is Sudan Bukra. It was rehabilitated again, or we can say that it is phase 2 of Sudan Bukra. In the beginning of the Sudanese revolution, I mean on December 2019, 2018 and January 2019, we started to rebuild our channel again and be on air again. And quickly we did that and we are on air on March, preparing for the great fall of the regime in April. And we continue as a free press out of the control of authorities, even in the transitional period. We are away from any kind of governmental influence. And this is why we are struggling in finance, in fighting against the advertisement, which is paid advertisement, but also could hinder your message. This is very crucial. And as you know, the satellite is very expensive. And but we are sticking to our policy to use the satellite because we know that our audience, and as you said earlier, you have to know well your customers who will see you, who will buy your speech, not buy your products. Your product is just having these contents. And Muhammad and many other people, they were doing very great during that mass revolution, and they produced a very high quality of genuine stories from the ground, which is very touching and very influencing. This is why we are still in a shape of having like the citizen journalism, like low cost budget channels. But the main thing that we are very proud of is telling the genuine and the right stories of great ordinary men and women who did a very big revolution, and we reflect this in programs and shows which gave hope for many to join and at least to solidate the transitional period and to the principles of democracy and the human rights, freedom of speech, and all these kind of good things that the press should advocate. So still now we are running 24 hours, 24 by 7, and at least preparing an 8 hours 4 of them is very fresh, and the other ones are from our programs, which was done not on air but registered maybe 2 days or 3 days. We are not chasing for being news agency or doing the news, but we analyze the news. We compare the fake news or the news which is what to say, misleading things. You know about this during the transition period. So we are still doing our job, our business as usual. Although we are facing so many difficulties. Muhammad can talk about these difficulties because he was one of the main on the ground, yes, players and
still
manager who can tell you about many difficulties. Yes,
Yeah.
but anyhow, we are welcoming you. We are welcoming anyone to join Sudan Bukra and having any content to be broadcasted, any new ideas about the digital footprint or whatever kind of new streams. We are open and we are welcoming you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ammar. It was a pleasure hearing this genuine speech, and I believe that we survived through the revolution, and I repeat, we survived after a really risky content being delivered via Sudan Bukra. And Sudan Bukra, if we can mention, it's a TV channel that been broadcasting content from inside Sudan. It was working against the government of al-Bashir, the previous government, which had been toppled off. And the risk of producing content that values much in a form that it was an investigative journalism, it was citizens who reports directly using their phones, just like the CNN iReporter campaign. Sudan Bukra did the same as that. Sudan Bukra was on the ground. So this content of a great value was being broadcasted for free, without any subscription base, without any fund, without any monetization from YouTube or any VOD platform or any online platform. So we are here to talk about the misuse of content. Sudan Bukra misused the content in a way that it didn't get any profit from that content. It was self-financing, but not as a profitable business, where content matters. Sudan Bukra viewership is really great using satellite channel. Sudan Bukra is broadcasting in Nilesat. During the revolution, many people viewed and watched this channel. So we are talking about the future of content. The future of content in platforms, monetized content, using the monetization, the more you get views, the more you get paid. So an example of Ammar model in Sudan Bukra can be flipped into a successful monetized business of audiovisual. We have here Mustafa. Mustafa is an ideal gentleman who succeeded in both his career, and we work together in documentaries in the water sector, in an NGO, a humanitarian NGO. It's Sadagat organization. Mustafa was working on the ground to provide water for the rural areas of Sudan. And Mustafa won a fellowship of Mandela Award, and traveled to the US and experienced a really great experience. And welcome, Mustafa. You have the floor, and you have
thank you, Muhammad, for the introduction
and to talk about both the experiences and the Ghanadil thing, the platform of your podcast.
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for inviting me to this panel, and also hi to everyone. Good evening. I assume that you also at night, as we do here. So my name is Mustafa Muhammad. I used to be a civil engineer, but now I just throw myself into the media industry. During the pandemic, like most of other people, we spent most of like all of our time in houses and using social media and surfing content. So I found that most of the content that I was viewing one is not Sudanese. So from each 100 minutes that I watch, maybe only half a minute is Sudanese content. So um, I just ask myself why there is no Sudanese YouTubers while 70% of the population are youth in the segment that mostly using social media. So while I was investigating that, I was thinking of maybe the technical capacity. So for a typical Sudanese youth to have a camera, to have mics, to record, and then so for most of the people, they will not be able to purchase those equipments, and then they will not have like the capacity at the time for the production of the content. And the second one, like just Muhammad speak a lot, the monetization. Uh, you were spending a lot of time preparing and producing your content, but you are not get money. You don't get money, and with all the economic hardship in Sudan, it's possible to do content. So I was thinking of building something that can try. So with my friend, I co-founded Qanadil Media, which is a platform that aim to help Sudanese content creators by providing services like the production, all production facilities and service in production, screenwriting, filming, editing, and then monetization with the revenue share model from advertisements and sponsorships. So the equation is simple. Do something great, publish it online. A lot of people view it. It will be attractive for the sponsors to put their logos on it. So this is how we get money. So that was the assumption. Then we started like, I think now like 13 months or so, we started by producing podcasts because it's technically, basically there is no Sudanese podcast. If we have 30 million youth in Sudan and then there is only 3 or 5 channels, for me it's zero. So we started by the podcast, and then now we are moving to producing video content to be published on YouTube. And the aim is, okay, Muhammad is a great content creator. He has a vision. He has something he's always talking about in the social media, but he cannot turn his written post to a video. All right, so we will help you in that. Okay, idea. So we help you to, how can I say it? To write it in a better way, and then to present it in a better way. We have all the equipments that you will need. Then we will share the revenue if your content, if the people like your content. So that was the idea. Then we started a lot of struggles.
Yes, I wanted to mark just like what Ammar did.
Yeah.
Bullet points. We have only 10 minutes left, and we have two interferences from Tasabih and from I don't know who's else. Awad.
Okay.
Your struggles.
Okay.
In points. Is it the marketing or is it the content creation? What are your problems? Because we in Sudanese Filmmaking Association, we are planning to support all the initiatives of content creators for a better future of the content.
Okay. You will be surprised by what I'm going to say, but now I think the major issue is training, building capacity for media. Okay, that means, for example, a lot of people have ideas, but they know nothing about script writing. They know nothing about building a good scenario for their idea. They know nothing about how to film it and then edit it using other softwares. So I think now a lot of people come to us with ideas, but we don't think it will be, it could be turned into a viral content then that we can monetize it later. So now we are focusing more on the training side.
The training.
Soon we will launch a training program.
I think.
Yes, Mustafa, concerning the training.
I don't know, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Concerning
the question. Yeah, concerning that, in terms of, you said that people don't have training and you're trying to really get stuff viral. In terms of understanding the market, have you used any of like the YouTube demographics, like to be able to find out how many people are, you know, who your audience is, how many people are watching, and then let's go directly to sponsors with numbers, saying this, you know, this is the number of hits that we have, like products that your audience is using, and start there. I mean, even just, you know, having them, you know, get some content, and that sponsor is getting the value of being able to be on your network and hit all these people that they're not getting normally. I think that would be some really
okay. Are you asking about the the viewers?
I believe Mustafa is having a problem in his connection, but
the social media about
whoever you're targeting.
Hi, can you still hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you now.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, we have.
All right.
We have only...
So, are you asking about the demographics of the?
Sorry, we have only
okay,
5 minutes left, Mustafa.
Yes.
1 minute. Okay.
Angela.
Okay, I'm just trying to understand the question.
Okay, Mustafa.
So if you're asking about the demographics, okay, there is a struggle for us here in Sudan that there is no published data on the users from Sudan, basically due to the sanctions, and you know the story. So we just know from the telecom companies that there is about 10 million social media users in the country, but there is no more breakdown like the age groups, the gender, locations, such this kind of data
That we can.
Okay, Angela and Mustafa, I just want to make a statement that for us in S Plus and Sudanese Filmmaking Association, we will do a market survey. We will do a full analysis and research about the promotion of Sudanese content, and S Plus platform will be entitled to market the content of Mustafa and Ammar and Awad Mustafa also as well, who's also here with us, but he's having difficulty in the mic. Text me. S Plus will be a platform that is made for distribution, marketing, for selling the content and buying the content of audio visual. In addition to the promotion of the satellite tunnels, which will also parallelly will be broadcasted live streaming through S Plus platform. This will help to monetize and to find a better way of promoting the content.
That's great.
Muhammad, can I ask for another link to continue the meeting, or just you have another commitments, or I don't know what's the situation? Because you said only 5 minutes left. I just want to suggest.
Yes, we will continue next week.
To go further.
No, we will continue next week at the same time, but with a development of the updates. We will stay connected.
Okay, because so many areas could be an area of common goals.
Yes, of course.
we can broadcast things, we can do something for the training, and just want to elaborate about that, but I find the time very tough. So just let me know if you could continue. Let us on the loop anyhow.
Okay, we will stay connected. This panel will be open, and I believe that for most of us, marketing and the content promotion and the monetization of content is a major and most important part of the content creation. For us in the film industry, the screening and the distribution is more important than the production itself. Because if you don't have a way out for the films to be broadcasted, for example, cinema is banned in Sudan, and cinema spaces are still closed after the Islamic regime and the ruling party of from General Nimeri to El Bashir. Since 1985, cinemas have been closed in Sudan. We are planning to open up a new independent cinema that is owned by Sudanese Filmmaking Association 100%. In that venue, which will be in Soba, 13 kilometers away from 16th Street, it will be fully owned by the Sudanese Filmmaking Association. It will incubate many operations, just like training, developing content, and purchasing and selling content for the Sudanese media. So all of us will be united in under one umbrella. We are developing the design of the project, which is called Sudan Film House, which will host a film institute to qualify people who will be learning from the best, not only from Sudanese tutors, no, globally. Just like what we did in Angela case, we will communicate with global network of elites in the film and content creation. Last but not least, I wish that most of you will stay connected next week at the same time to discuss our mandates and our mission and vision. Thank you, everyone. I'm sure that 2 minutes left to be said, but we knew each other and we will stay connected and united. Angela?
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to staying connected. I think maybe you can give each of us something to work on to present for next week, or like an action item, so that we can kind of keep it moving forward.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea. I'm looking forward.
I guess if we wrote the bullet points of our struggles and how can Sudan Plus or S Plus